What if 2025 could be the year that changes everything for Palestine? Imagine a year where the long-standing conflict sees a glimmer of resolution, where the voices of peace drown out the echoes of war. Could this be the year when the dreams of countless generations finally come to fruition? Could this be the year when peace finally takes root, when the seeds of dialogue and understanding sprout into a lasting agreement? The world watches with bated breath, hoping that the leaders on both sides can find common ground, that the olive branch extended is met with open hands. The question hangs heavy, laden with the weight of history and the yearning for a different future. For decades, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been a symbol of intractable strife, a seemingly endless cycle of violence and retribution. Yet within this cycle there are moments of hope, fleeting but powerful, that suggest a different path is possible. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has long been a festering wound, a Gordian knot seemingly impossible to untangle. The barriers, both physical and psychological, have created a chasm that seems insurmountable. But history has shown us that even the most entrenched conflicts can find resolution through perseverance and a willingness to change. Yet, amidst the rubble of broken ceasefires and shattered dreams, there are whispers of change. In the midst of destruction, there are efforts to rebuild, to create a foundation for a new beginning. These efforts, though small, are significant. They represent the resilience and determination of a people who refuse to give up on the possibility of peace. Could this be a turning point? Could the light breaking through the clouds signal the dawn of a new era? The faces of those who continue to hope, who continue to rally for peace, remind us that change is possible. Their optimism is a beacon, guiding us towards a future where peace is not just a dream, but a reality. The path to peace is fraught with obstacles, but even the faintest possibility demands our attention. The roadblocks are many, and the journey is arduous, but the destination is worth every effort. Peace negotiations, though challenging, are a crucial step towards bridging the divide. The protesters holding peace signs are a testament to the enduring spirit of those who believe in a better future. The stakes are too high, the human cost too great to ignore any chance, however slim, for a brighter future. The war-torn streets and the emotional faces of those affected by the conflict serve as a stark reminder of what is at stake. The children looking towards the horizon embody the hope for a future free from the shadows of war. It is for them, and for all who have suffered, that we must strive for peace. To understand the complexities of the Palestinian struggle, one must delve into the annals of history. For decades, Palestinians have endured displacement, dispossession, and the denial of their basic rights. Theirs is a story of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, while a triumph for the Jewish people, resulted in the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. This event, known as the Nakba, or catastrophe, continues to cast a long shadow over the present. Generations of Palestinians have grown up in refugee camps, yearning for a homeland. The road to peace is littered with obstacles, each one a formidable challenge in its own right. These obstacles are not just physical barriers but also deeply rooted in historical, political, and social complexities that have evolved over decades, if not centuries. The journey towards a peaceful resolution is fraught with numerous impediments that require careful navigation and immense patience. Territorial disputes, fueled by competing claims and historical grievances, remain a major sticking point. The land, sacred and significant to both Israelis and Palestinians, is a source of ongoing tension. Each side holds deep-seated beliefs and historical narratives that justify their claims, making compromise exceedingly difficult. The borders are not just lines on a map, but represent the hopes, fears, and identities of millions of people. The status of Jerusalem, sacred to both Jews and Muslims, is a particularly contentious issue. This ancient city is a focal point of religious and national identity for both groups. The city's holy sites, such as the Dome of the Rock and the Western Wall, are symbols of faith and heritage, making any discussion about its future highly sensitive and emotionally charged. The question of who should have sovereignty over Jerusalem is a core issue that has stalled peace efforts for years. Governance poses another significant hurdle. The political landscape is fragmented, with various factions and parties holding differing visions for the future. Effective governance requires cooperation and consensus, which are often in short supply. the lack of a unified leadership complicates negotiations and the implementation of any potential agreements. Political infighting and power struggles further undermine efforts to establish a stable and effective government. The Palestinian Authority, while recognized internationally, faces internal divisions and struggles to exert control over all Palestinian territories. These internal conflicts weaken its negotiating position and hinder its ability to present a united front. The authority's limited control over certain areas, coupled with economic challenges and public dissatisfaction, adds layers of complexity to the peace process. The presence of Hamas in Gaza further complicates the situation. As a significant political and military force, Hamas has its own agenda and operates independently of the Palestinian Authority. Its control over Gaza and its stance towards Israel create additional barriers to peace. The ongoing conflict between Hamas and Israel results in frequent violence, which disrupts any progress towards a lasting resolution. Adding to the complexity is the role of the international community. Various countries and international organizations have vested interests in the region and often influence the peace process. While many nations support a two-state solution, there is a lack of consensus on how to achieve this goal. International diplomacy is a delicate balancing act, with different actors pushing for their own agendas and priorities. While many nations support a two-state solution, there is a lack of consensus on how to achieve this goal. The international community's involvement is crucial, yet it often leads to conflicting pressures and expectations. Diplomatic efforts are further complicated by regional alliances and geopolitical interests, which can either facilitate or hinder progress depending on the circumstances. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has become a geopolitical chessboard, with various actors pursuing their own interests. Each move on this chessboard has far-reaching implications, not just for the immediate region, but for global stability. The interplay of local, regional, and international dynamics makes the path to peace a complex and multifaceted challenge. The stakes are high, and the consequences of failure are profound, affecting millions of lives and the future of the region. The current political climate offers a mixed bag of hope and despair. Recent events, including the October 7th attacks and the subsequent Israeli response, have heightened tensions and deepened mistrust. The failure of the January ceasefire only adds to the sense of pessimism. Prime Minister Netanyahu's hardline stance, fueled by domestic political pressures and a desire to maintain the status quo, leaves little room for compromise. On the Palestinian side, internal divisions and the lack of a unified strategy weaken their negotiating position. The international community, preoccupied with other global crises, seems unwilling or unable to exert the necessary pressure for a breakthrough. Despite the bleak outlook, a recent development offers a glimmer of hope. The Middle East has long been a region fraught with tension and conflict, but recent diplomatic efforts are beginning to show promise. Leaders from various nations are coming together, engaging in discussions that were once thought impossible. This newfound willingness to communicate and negotiate could be the key to unlocking a more peaceful future for the region. The potential normalization agreement between Israel and Saudi Arabia, while not directly related to the Palestinian issue, could have significant ripple effects. Such an agreement would mark a historic shift in Middle Eastern politics, signaling a new era of cooperation and mutual understanding. The symbolic act of these two nations coming together could inspire other countries in the region to follow suit, fostering a broader sense of unity and collaboration. Saudi recognition of Israel would be a major diplomatic victory, potentially paving the way for greater engagement with the Arab world. This recognition could lead to increased economic ties, cultural exchanges, and collaborative efforts in various fields such as technology, education, and healthcare. The benefits of such cooperation could extend far beyond the political realm, improving the lives of ordinary citizens across the region. This shift in regional dynamics could create a more conducive environment for peace talks. With key players in the region showing a willingness to engage in dialogue, there is a renewed sense of optimism that long-standing conflicts could finally be addressed. The international community is watching closely, hopeful that these developments will lead to meaningful progress and lasting peace. With increased legitimacy and support from its Arab neighbors, Israel may be more willing to make concessions. This newfound support could embolden Israeli leaders to take bold steps towards resolving the Palestinian issue, knowing that they have the backing of influential regional allies. The potential for a comprehensive peace agreement has never seemed more attainable. Conversely, the Palestinian Authority might find itself with greater leverage, as Arab states push for a resolution to the conflict. The support of neighboring countries could strengthen the Palestinian position in negotiations, leading to more balanced and fair outcomes. As the region moves towards greater unity and cooperation, there is hope that the long-standing issues that have plagued the Middle East can finally be resolved, bringing peace and stability to millions. The question remains, can 2025 be Palestine's year of peace? The challenges are immense, deeply rooted in history, and compounded by current realities. The scars of the past run deep, and mistrust between the parties is palpable. Yet, even in the darkest of times, the human spirit yearns for peace. The potential for change, however fragile, exists. The normalization of relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia offers a unique opportunity, a crack in the wall of animosity. Whether this opportunity can be seized upon remains to be seen. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not just a regional issue, it is a global concern. Its resolution requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders. The international community must go beyond rhetoric and take concrete steps to break the cycle of violence and mistrust. This is not someone else's fight. It is a struggle for justice, for human dignity, for the fundamental right to live in peace and security. We must all raise our voices, demanding a just and lasting peace for both Israelis and Palestinians.